Well, Queensland is officially open for business just 1 week after Tropical Cyclone Alfred tore through the state's southeast. While power has been restored to most homes and businesses, many communities are still grappling with the devastation left behind. But with the Easter break fast approaching, the Queensland Government is wasting no time launching a major campaign to drive tourism back to the Sunshine State. For more, we're joined by Queensland's Premier David Crisafulli live in Brisbane. Good morning to you. Everybody loves heading to Queensland for the holidays. Are you ready though?
You bet we are, and we want people to come and see it for all its glory. We've done a lot of work in a very short space of time at both ends of the state, and I can tell you fishing's never better after a flood, and the beaches are bouncing back beautifully on the GC. So come to Queensland and experience the best holiday you can have.
We are starting to understand the damage bill after Alfred, $1.2 billion. That's a pretty massive rebuild though.
It is, Nat. It's early days. What we want to do is make sure that as we move in from response to recovery, that we do things differently. Now, many of your viewers will remember the Olera Creek Bridge in North Queensland between Townsville and Ingham that got wiped away. Well, we're not going to build that back in the same location and expect a different result. But across the state, even things as simple as power substations, many of them are in low-lying areas. You can't just leave them there exposed. So we're already beginning the work to make sure that we spend a little bit more now in the recovery phase, but in the end it delivers not just economic benefits, but it reduces the personal hardship, that personal heartache, and it's really important that we do things differently than what we've done in the past.
And how much money are you asking from the federal government? Good time to ask.
Yeah, well, I see the Federal Treasurer is talking about somewhere just north of $1 billion at the moment. We'll obviously work with them in good faith, but for me it's about saying, well, why not spend a little bit more on some of those key bits of infrastructure? And in the end, that pays for itself many times over. You don't have to replace them for a start, but also just having greater connectivity. Why would you leave the Bruce Highway, which is the lifeblood of regional Queensland? Why would you leave those low points that you know are low points as part of the replacement? We just need to build them a little stronger, a little higher, a little longer, and you're going to get a better economic and social outcome from that.
I was there with you at the 20th Daniel Morecambe Foundation Dance for Daniel fundraiser in Brisbane on the weekend. You announced a $10 million website. Tell us about that. It's important.
It is, Nat. It's a statewide child sex offender register, and I believe that if somebody breaches their conditions, well, they lose their right to anonymity, and you should have a website that does that. And if there are sex offenders in an area, parents deserve to know that. And you should be able to check if someone comes into your circle of your child. You deserve to have a right to know who that person is. So we're pushing hard for a statewide register. It was really great to have you there too, Nat. They're great people, the Morecambe's. They've done so much in the last couple of decades. And this is something that they want and they've pushed for. And I promised them before the election we'd do it. And we're fulfilling that. And it's going to be known as Daniel's Law, which is pretty special.
Just quickly, do you want it to be national?
Yeah, absolutely would be great to do that, because there's no use having a great state system if you've got monsters who can lurk between. So we'll certainly be pushing that. I know the federal opposition leader has spoken about his desire to see that, which is music to our ears, and we'll be pushing pretty hard for that across the board. State boundaries shouldn't be the go-to for dangerous people to cross to do bad things.
We'll ask the government. Thank you very much, Premier.
Thanks, Nat.
Here's Shervo.